Democratic candidate Kathryn Brown beat out Larry Ricketts last night. The win makes her the first ever African-American woman to serve as constable in this precinct. We hope to be talking to Kathryn Brown live via Zoom coming up a little bit later.
Let's go back to our conversation with who will be the new constable in Bexar County Precinct 4, Kathryn Brown. I believe we have her now live via Zoom. Welcome, good evening, and congratulations.
Good evening, how are you?
We're doing great. I am so happy that you were able to join us. We talked about your race last night with Bexar County Commissioner Tommy Calvert, and he was very excited about this historic win. What's it like for you at this hour, a day after Election Day, compared to what it was like last night at this time?
I have to tell you, it's all surreal, and I'm truly taking it in small dosages. I'm truly humbled, very, very modest, and all I want to do is just go to work. I am just ready to go to work and get the job done and implement, a couple of ideas that I have to hopefully bridge the gap and skill, develop, and train my officers.
What's it like for you to be a part of history? You are the first Black female constable in Bexar County. That moment in history now belongs to you. How does that feel?
That's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. All I can say is I'm honored. I'm truly honored. I'm very, very humbled. I definitely have a lot of ambition in terms of returning interest on the voters' faith in me. I just want to be a good steward of everyone's vote. Is what my plans are. I have great faith, so I'm definitely counting on God to order my footsteps in accordance to His word to do right by the community.
All right, I know that you said you don't want all this fuss, you're just ready to get to work, but I want to point out the fact that somebody could look at you as a picture of resiliency. I mean, you're a mother of two. You are an ovarian cancer survivor. You've been worked the Bexar County Sheriff's Office for 19 years. You're a small business owner, but the cancer survivor part, I mean, the resiliency is there. I mean, you have to admit that part.
Yes, yes. My mid-20s, I got ovarian cancer, did chemotherapy, surgeries, beat it. And then when I got on with the Sheriff's Office, 3 years into my career, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And during that process, I was like, you know what? Cancer is just a word, it's not a sentence. And so during the process in which I was receiving my chemotherapy treatments, I just study and test for corporal. And I made it, and that was the I guess the initiation phase of me ranking up within the Sheriff's Office.
That's amazing.
So it's pretty profound.
Yeah, cancer is a word, not a sentence. I don't think I've heard that before. I like that. I want to get your take on this. You've been in law enforcement for quite some time. You're coming into a position of leadership in law enforcement after we have seen months of unrest when it comes to conversations about racial inequality, about police reform. What is it going to be like, if you have any predictions, what that will be like for you to be in this position now as a member of the Black community at the same time?
What's pretty awesome is that I've gone out on the campaign trail and I've had these conversations. And one thing about me, I am a fighter, as you guys know, with the cancer and all, so I'm not afraid to face any controversial issues. And what I found was that's all the community wants. They want a listening ear. They just want a listening ear, and they want some type of solutions. And what I've also learned is that never have too much pride to say, you know what, that's a good question. I don't have the solution, but you know what, I'll research it. And just don't say you're going to research it, but come back to them and give them the results. That's all they want. That's all they want. And when I would go to the rallies, I've gone to a lot of violence in the community rallies. And basically, what I found was they did not know that the Sheriff's Office or the police departments had an internal affairs. Had no idea. No idea. They thought that basically at the initial contact of a law enforcement officer, that's the extent of it, or the supervisor of a law enforcement officer, that was the extent of their complaint. They never knew that there was a higher entity that could possibly investigate what they were trying to get resolved. So when I was out on the campaign trail, I would give them those resources and say, hey, you know, if you can't get it resolved on the lower level, just, you know, open up an internal affairs request and go that route. That's what it's there for.
Give me one thing that you want to accomplish as constable.
I definitely want to bridge that gap. You know, unfortunately, due to the current affairs and such, the community has lost a lot of faith within law enforcement. I know that there's a protect and serve aspect to become a great law enforcement officer, and I definitely want that equilibrium, you know, when carrying out my duties as well as my officers' duties. That's my first order of business. And I also want to assure the community that, you know, the officers in which I am in charge of will be skilled, developed, and trained in accordance to what law enforcement policy and procedures pertain to, and as well as what the community's needs. There has to be that equal balance. It just won't work any other way. I come from a great agency, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. I'm so proud that Sheriff Salazar and also Leticia Vasquez won. So I come from good stock. So I want to bring a lot of the community resources that I've learned and acquired there and bring them over to the constable's office. So that's some of my little ideas.
Little ideas.
Not so little.
Yeah, sounds like big plans. Kathryn Brown, newly elected constable, Bexar County Precinct 4. Thanks for your time and congratulations.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for making time for us. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Have a great night.